Hello students. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about some of our record keeping as well as our classroom management that goes inside of our carpentry class. You can see we have a lot of different tools, a lot of different material that all needs to be managed and correctly organized in order to keep the classroom safe. Also, any work that you do inside of this class is properly tracked, and we'll be going on to transcripts that you guys will be able to take forward, either going into a job or moving on to a different institution in a different classroom. So first off, let's just talk about records, record keeping, and communicating those records to you as a student. So when you are entered into this classroom, you will be given an NCCER number, which I apply for you through NCCER, National Center for Construction, Education, and Research. That number is used to track exactly what you've completed inside of this class. So all of that will be on an online profile, which you will be able to enter in, or a family member or a prospective employer will be able to enter in that number and check exactly what you've completed inside of this class online. Also, we also keep track of your record on what's called SALMS, which is basically our inmate accountability online network. So you will not only reflect on the NCCER online database, but that will also be reflected in SALMS as well, what you've completed, both your performance exams and your written NCCER exams. We also keep track of your test scores as well as your completions of your the material, the handouts and stuff like that. That's put in your student file. We keep track of that for 7 years. Also, you can keep track of where you are inside of the classroom by going over to our progress board over by the tool cage. That progress board will show everything that you've completed inside this classroom, as well as what the other students have completed and how far along you are in the course. Kind of gives you a good visual idea of exactly what you've completed. Your attendance is recorded inside of SALMS. Also, you have to make sure that you sign in the morning. There's a sign-in sheet next to your name. You also have to make sure that if you go to any ducats or any medical or any other outside agency or something like that, you have to make sure that you sign out as well too, so that I can properly enter in your class hours. Students must have a certain amount of recorded seat time in class before completions can be issued for a corresponding level. That information, as far as the amount of hours you have to complete, is purely confidential. No inmate has access to that information, but I properly keep track of all those hours. So if you have any questions on how long or how much time you need to complete, I will give you a roundabout estimate of when you will be eligible for completion of that certain module. In the meantime, we do fully expect you to use your skills and your hands-on performance to go out and work on projects as well too, as well as working on the computer assignments. We talked about confidentiality of hours. Also, do not ask me for hours individually. I will tell you when you are eligible for completion. Next, we're going to move on to managing housekeeping records. Students will be organized in seating positions by assignment numbers, which you were given when you enter into this class, 1 through 27. That will be how you are referred as far as paperwork and any student profile information. Seats have corresponding numbers on them to make sure seating positions are random. You are fully expected to sit in the seat that was assigned to you. There is no movement of seats. You are responsible for making sure that the people around you have good working conditions. If you have a problem with your seating position, you need to take it up with me. All assignment numbers must check rotating cleaning schedules for duties such as trash, sweeping, mopping, spraying off surfaces, and cleaning the bathrooms. The rotation will change on a weekly basis and is up to the student to perform assigned duties, or disciplinary action will be taken. So make sure that you know at the beginning of the day what your cleaning assignment is for. We do tool recall at 12:15, so at 12:15 sharp, everyone should be working on their cleaning assignment. making sure that gets done before day's end. If you do not do your cleaning assignment, you will be issued a verbal warning first, then you'll be issued a counseling chrono, and then a disciplinary chrono, and you are subject to removal from the classroom. So we need to make sure that we're cleaning up after ourselves and doing our assignment as it's assigned to you. Students must keep desk clear, the desk area free from clutter, and no stockpiling of food or materials. It's important that we do not have excess materials or food inside of those areas, because we need to keep our shop clean, free from rodents, free from mice. We get lots of ants, we get cockroaches, so just make sure that we're cleaning that area. If we do find stockpiling of food or materials, then disciplinary action will be taken for that as well too. Safety glasses, vests, and hard hats are numbered for the position that you were assigned to and must be returned to the cubbies by the end of the workday. We cannot have that stuff out on the shop floor. It has to be put away in your cubby in your assigned area. Any safety equipment not returned will subject the owner to disciplinary action. Same as before, it will be a verbal warning first, then a counseling chrono, then a disciplinary chrono, and you may be subject to removal from the classroom if it gets to that point. The computer room will be free of food and drink. Absolutely no food and drink inside of the computer room. That is an automatic 115 disciplinary chrono, and you will be subject to removal from the classroom if we do find food or drink inside of that computer room. And it has to be cleaned after each use, so please do not leave papers. Please do not leave anything around the seating area for the next student who is going to use it. The next section I want to talk about is preventative maintenance of tools and equipment. We're very fortunate in this class to have a tool clerk, someone who takes care of this and manages our tools for us. But as students, you are still responsible for the safe use and as well as maintaining the condition of those tools. All tools must be returned and clean and in working condition when they are returned back to the tool clerk. So make sure that you use either the nozzle with the spray and spray off your tools outside, or you can use a hand broom to brush off all of the sawdust. Make sure that there are no broken parts, no broken pieces when you're returning those tools. They have to be returned in the condition that they were checked out to you. Otherwise, we do have paperwork and tool agreement statement that you sign, which can be used for disciplinary action as well too, if those tools are not properly used. Any tool damage must be reported immediately to the instructor. So it has to come straight to me, and you have to tell me exactly what happened. We have to make sure that all parts and pieces of every single broken bit, every single blade are returned and cataloged as well too, so that we can inventory them. Yeah, we talked about the broken bits and cataloging. Saws will be maintained by the tool clerk, including greasing bearings, evacuating sawdust, and repairing any damage to cords or receptacles. So please do not try to repair that stuff on your own. Please let me know right away so that I can have the tool clerk address the issues. All students are responsible for returning materials to the lumber rack and disposing of any material that is beyond reuse. So we do have to recycle material in this classroom because we are limited on the amount of material that comes into this classroom to once a year. So we will reuse 2x4s, we will reuse plywood. We have to make sure that that stuff is in good working condition so that we can reuse it. Anything that is beyond reuse will have to be cut up and put into the trash can. We have to make sure that all material goes into the trash can, and all material that comes back inside of the classroom is correctly stored and put away. That area has to be clean and has to be organized so that when I do my classroom checks, it's very easy for me. Also, computers will be checked daily to ensure working parts are still intact and are constantly monitored by the ASA for misuse or outside content. So these computers, you signed a computer use agreement which states that you will be using them solely for the purpose of learning throughout this curriculum. Any misuse of those computers will result in an automatic 115 and you will be removed from the classroom immediately. That is a very serious offense, and you can have additional time added to your sentence for any misuse of the computer program. So make sure that no one knows your login information. Make sure that you're keeping that private, as well as using those computers for the way that they're intended to be used. Last section here, I wanted to talk about just plans on engaging you guys in some of these activities. as far as cleaning and taking care of this classroom. We share this classroom with each other, so we have to make sure that it's in good working use every day. You take full advantage of all the material and stuff that we have, so we expect you to be able to manage yourself and manage your clean work area as well too. So I just wanted to reiterate the importance of the rotating cleaning schedule. You have to do your assignment every single day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you do not do that assignment, then you will be issued disciplinary chrono. The contract that you sign states that you have to clean up after your own mess and any excess material. So make sure that you are, if you use a table saw, you're cleaning up after yourself. You're not using something and just leaving a mess for the next person behind you. The computer use contract that you sign, one more time, that is very important that you do not misuse any of the computers that we have available to you. Excuse me. Students also must ensure any excess material given by the instructor, for example, nails, screws, staples, are returned to the tool room. Any excess materials found in a student's personal area will result in a 128B counseling chrono. You do not get a warning before that. And then any repeat offenses will result in removal of the program and a 115. We cannot be keeping any excess material in your areas. It all has to be correctly cataloged and put away at the end of the day. So I hope this makes some of my expectations clear as far as keeping our classroom organized, as well as some of your records organized. Any work that you do in this class, I will gladly submit any paperwork for anything that you're due, but just make sure that you are keeping track of your progress on your own, so that you can make sure that everything is correctly cataloged for yourself. But I will do my job as of submitting your stuff to NCCER and making sure that your profiles are completely updated by the time you get out of this class, so that if you choose to go on an outside job interview, you can use that NCCER card number so that an employer can check exactly what you've completed in this class. So I thank you guys for listening and have a good day.